Now let's talk about that pre-listing phone call that should ultimately lead to a listing appointment. And that is your number one goal on the phone call, is to get an appointment, to get in front of the potential client. I don't care if it's an internet lead requesting a cash offer, a CMA, a referral, or one of your past clients. Your goal is to get face to face with that person. And there are three things that I believe derail these conversations and don't lead to appointments. And we're going to talk about that. The first one is debating on the price. Now, I like to ask the question, do you have an idea of what you'd like to get for the property? And the only reason is so I can understand the expectations of that person and what I'm going to be dealing with when I go talk to them. If they give me a price, you know what I say? I'll keep that in mind. You don't want to debate about it. The moment you give a price and a price range and you say, hey, I think it's between 500 and 525, you're going to have a label on your head as the $500,000 agent. Then another agent's going to come along and say, I think it's worth 550. And they're going to pick somebody, not because of your value, but because of the price you talked about on the phone. The other thing that derails these conversations is trying to convince them to list with you. It is not the time for a pitch. It's not the time to tell them all the great things that you do. It is the time to get that appointment. You need to give them the pitch, but you need to be face to face. This is too big of a deal to try to convince somebody over the phone. The last thing that derails the conversations is discussing commissions. You do not want to talk about what you charge to list a property on the phone. Again, you will be labeled as the X% agent, and the other agent's going to be labeled as X%. And if they're picking on price simply, you will lose. They need to choose you on your value, and you need that listing appointment to be able to present your value. So I like to build rapport. I like to build trust. I like to ask questions like, have you done anything to the house that I'm not going to see on the tax records? I see it's 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, renovations, updates. That's the kind of stuff you want to know, because you don't want to get to the property and find out that they have renovated it, or they haven't since 1985 and you're assuming it has been. So get that information as much as you can. And then at the end, go for the appointment. I have some time on Friday between 1 and 3, or Monday between 2 and 4. What works best for you guys? And if they come back and say neither of those times work, you make it work, because those listing consultations are crucial to your business.